Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's NTCA webinar. Our presentation today is the presentation of the 2022 interior design trends influencing tile design. It's going to be a short, concise program, but I think it'll be great. I want to thank you and welcome you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend this webinar sponsored by Daltile. Before I introduce today's speaker, I want to remind you that during the webinar, you will be muted, so please use the questions area on your computer to type in your questions, and we'll answer those questions at the end of this presentation. If the audio on your computer is poor, call the number on the invite to this webinar and listen on your phone. All NTCA webinars are available to watch at any time on the NTCA YouTube channel shortly after the webinars are presented. This will give you easy access to watch and or share all current and past programs at your convenience. All right, I'm excited to introduce today's speaker, Laura Grilli. She's the Director of Product Design at Daltile. Laura has over 20 years of experience in the tile design and tile product development. First in Italy at a design studio, and then in China and USA. Laura studied foreign languages and fine art. She's married and has a child, and I want to welcome Laura. I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait to see what the trends are. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for the nice presentation. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope your week is being good. Mine is okay so far. It's only Tuesday, but it's a good start. So as Jim was saying, my name is Laura, and today I'm going to talk to you about the trend report for 2022. I would like to start with a couple of considerations about trends. We have seen that every year more consumers are getting interested and influenced by design trends. And these are the same consumers who ultimately will buy our products. So that's why we have to keep updated on everything that is going on in the interior design world, as our tiles will be eventually part of it. Trend reports can be a funny and useful tool to guide our customer towards the designs that reflect their personality, but with a contemporary flavor. So a style that they can enjoy and feel their own, and that at the same time is current and fresh. We have also to consider that how we decorate a room is going to tell something about us, being a reflection of our personality, but is also going to influence our mood, since we will live, work, and spend most of the time inside that room. In this page, you have a complete overview of the 7 trends that we have chosen to present, which are restorative nature, self-expressionism, origins exploration, female celebration, noble simplicity, nostalgia escape, and tech retreat. And now let's dive deep in each of them. So the first one is restorative nature. We have been talking about the importance of nature and biophilic design for several years now, but this trend is here to stay. This is the trend that shows us the how important the relationship with nature is for our mental and physical well-being. It is the trend of the outdoor living, but also the trend that shows us how important it is to bring outdoor elements inside our offices, our houses, and even our cities. I'm sure you have seen this urban garden growing in all our city, all these green spaces. It is a trend that speaks about the importance to connect with the pace of nature in order to disconnect from chaos and stress. So for each trend, we have also identified Prado, which could be a good fit, a representation of the same. In restorative nature, you can see tiles characterized by their natural elements. So stone looks, marble looks, natural finish, natural imperfection. This is also the trend of the wabi-sabi, the Japanese philosophy celebrating imperfection. So earthy colors, like the one that you can see in the desert, in the canyon, on the mountains, in the forest, so browns, terracotta, warm grays, but also cool grays, like the one of the pebbles, and greens. So speaking about greens, forests, and trees, jungle motifs, leaves, trees of multiple kinds are still going to be very popular patterns also in the next year. So you will see more and more botanical motifs in tiles, carpet, and wallpaper. So as general note. Then next trend is self-expressionism. This is the trend that speaks about our need to be creative and expressing ourselves freely. Spending so much time at home during pandemic, we really felt the need to transfer our creative power to the environment that was surrounding us. This is a trend where everything is allowed, so no fear to experiment. It is a trend of exuberant colors, of maximalism, of mixing and matching different styles. It is the trend that gives us the possibility to set free the creative energy that we have accumulated. This need of self-expression is also influencing another aspect of product creation, that is customization. I don't know if you experience the same, but the request for customized product has been growing a lot in the last couple of years. Once again, you can see in this page some product suggestions that fit into this trend. So you can see bold patterns, lavish marble, and as far as it concerns marble look, which is still an extremely popular look in the ceramic tile business, you will see them getting more dramatic and exotic with vibrant color. So strong colors, broken geometries, and all in total freedom of expression. Then moving to next trend. This is one of my favorite because it's rich of history and culture. It's not a new trend since design has always been looking at the past to reinvent it. But now the exploration of the past is focusing more on our heritage. And that's why this trend is called also origins exploration. So the pandemic forced us to stop travel. So we started to pay more attention to our local realities and histories, which sometimes we tend to give for granted. And we began looking at the habits of our ancestors and their genuine creativity. It is a trend that speaks about roots, sense of belonging, appreciation of the heritage, and appreciation of ancient crafts and material. Designers are starting to use locally crafted pieces in their composition, and architects are looking at antique technique of construction like the rammed earth, for instance. So once again, we are learning from the past. This is also the trend that bring us back to the origins of ceramics. So you can see in this page, it's a trend of antique pattern, traditional wood, handmade bricks, hand-carved motifs. So all these beautiful historical elements that are combined and are blending in an harmonious way in this trend. Next one is female celebration. So this trend is not about discriminating male figure. This is something that I want to clarify at the very beginning, but it's really to celebrate the female component and all the values that have always been associated to the female aspect that is in each of us as human being. It's a trend that celebrates the values like care, flexibility, empathy, collaboration, this sense of being part of a community. We are not alone in this world, and it is time to help each other more instead of focusing on our personal interests. We need to start thinking as individuals, as part of a bigger community, which is humankind. In this trend, the design is focusing on creating multi-purpose spaces, breaking barriers, facilitate life, creating comforting and reassuring interior where people can truly stay and feel safe. It is a trend, as you can see also in this page, which is showing soft elements that we can touch and enjoy, rounded shape that are like hugging us, gentle motifs, soothing and light colors meant to create a calming aesthetic. You can see the pink color, but also the light blue. And this is to underline the dual aspect of this trend, which is the grace and the strength. Next one is noble simplicity. So previously, we spoke about looking back to our origins, and noble simplicity represents another declination of a similar concept, where our origins is now ourselves. So we need to start looking inside us and at our inner self and focus on simplicity, essentiality, and almost primordial needs. In a fast-paced world based on mass consumerism, we are often overwhelmed by the use of technology and the lack of human touch, and this was certainly aggravated by the global pandemic. Now we feel the need to stop and think about almost our primitive necessities. We can live with much less, we can consume less and recycle more, we can repair things using our hands, we can travel lighter, and we can produce less. This trend is reflected on those interiors with the minimalistic vibes, characterized by a simplicity which is not something poor or boring, but is noble and full of authenticity. So eliminating outside chaos, we feel peaceful, serene, and happy. As you can see in this page, this trend is the one that proposes natural elements in their raw and primordial aspect. So with rough texture and muted minimalistic color. So concrete looks, texture stone, reclaimed material, rustic wood. Speaking about looks for tiles, rusting is making a comeback. We will see more of this sort of look also at the occasion of next Cersaie in Bologna. And there is a sort of meaningful and spiritual austerity in this kind of interiors. Then moving to next one, this is nostalgia escape. This trend evokes past times and memories to help create a safe place within the challenges of the current time. You can clearly say that feeling safe is one of the main leitmotif of this presentation. We are willing to step up and go back to our lives, but we need to feel safe while doing it. We want to feel safe and comfortable. This trend is about solid memories and symbols that can help us navigate the challenges. We look at our childhood and how happy we were, and we feel inspired, creative, and hopeful. It is the trend that is reflecting in the grand millennial style and the granny chic. So we remember, for instance, how happy we were at our grandma's house, and we want to recreate the exact sensation through objects, color, and elements that were part of it. So this is a very wide trend because each of us at different ages and memory. For some of us, it is inspired to the freedom of the 60s, to the experimentation of the 70s, but also the 80s. And as you can see in this slide, here we have put together some of the products with this retro vibe. So terrazzo look, which have been very popular in the last 3 years, are going to stay, are going to become more popular also next year. And then you see these colors like the burnt orange, earthy yellows, and acid greens. And since we are talking about these retro vibes, Salone del Mobile in Milan was in June, and we have seen a lot of inspiration from the 70s in color, patterns, and shapes. So the 70s, are going to be still extremely strong in the next year. And then last one, this is kind of challenging. So when I was talking about noble simplicity and restorative nature, you heard me referring to the overexposure of technology and the need of disconnect it. But during pandemic, technology was so important because for most of us, it was really the only way to keep in contact with the rest of the world, with the friends, with our relatives. and also sometimes with our family member. At least for me, it was like this. And since most of my family lives in Italy, and there was no chance to travel to that country. So technology went from being something to escape from to a fundamental tool to help us navigating through these difficult times. If we could not travel physically, we started to do it virtually. If we could not meet and play with friends in person, we could do it virtually. So the word phygital is the combination of physical and digital, a new dimension for immersive experience. And now we hear about the metaverse, this new world, this new reality where we can go to play, to meet friends, to travel, even to start a new life and finding peace. Finding peace, safety, and happiness. Sorry, I had some technical issues. So technology really help us creating our dreamy escape, our perfect and utopistic retreat. So that's why we decided to call it Tech Retreat. And as you can see in this page, we put together some of the products that reflect this trend. So with the use of digital colors, metallic surfaces, iridescent and pearlized finish, which I'm sure you have started to see more often in the ceramic industry recently. And all these are really helping deliver this sense of dreamy dimension. So this was the last one. I know there were a lot of words and contents. I hope I did not bore you too much. If you have questions, I would be happy to answer them. If not, thank you very much.
Laura, thank you for a very concise, quick update on the styles, the colors, the shapes, everything that's coming to us, and it's very exciting. Let's check out and see if we had any questions. I didn't see any questions. I think the examples you gave and the ideas you gave and your speaking and everything did a great job. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for attending. We had quite a great attendance here for this short presentation, and thank you very much. And we will talk soon. I will get back to all of you, and invites for our next program will be coming soon. So thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.